Hey everyone, did you know that going out to eat might look a whole lot different very soon? We're talking about your favorite restaurants, those go-to spots, maybe even those places that hold a special place in your heart. Well, get this, a bunch of them are closing their doors, for good. Stick around because you might be surprised to see which familiar faces are struggling to survive. We're kicking things off with a restaurant that's practically synonymous with Cheddar Bay biscuits, Red Lobster. This iconic seafood chain has been a staple for many families, offering a taste of the sea right in your neighborhood. From their famous shrimp scampi to their mouth-watering lobster tails, Red Lobster has always been about bringing the best of the ocean to your plate. You know them, you love their biscuits, but sadly, even those might not be enough to save them. Despite their delicious offerings, the restaurant has been struggling to keep its doors open. The competition in the casual dining sector is fierce, and Red Lobster is feeling the heat. Red Lobster has been facing some rough waters, my friends. The once bustling dining rooms are now eerily quiet and the future looks uncertain. The pandemic has only added to their woes, making it even harder to stay afloat. They've already closed a bunch of locations, and from what we're hearing, it's those high operating costs that are really dragging them down. Rent, labor, and food costs are all on the rise, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for Red Lobster to turn a profit. So, what's the fate of those Cheddar Bay biscuits? Only time will tell, but let's hope Red Lobster can find a way to navigate these choppy waters. After all, it would be a shame to see such a beloved brand disappear from our dining landscape. Stay tuned as we keep an eye on this developing story. Next up, we're heading to a place where it's to feel like Friday every day, TGI Fridays. But lately, it seems like even endless appetizers can't lift the spirits of this struggling chain. Remember when Fridays was spot to be? Well, times have changed, my friends. Sales have been plummeting and those once crowded restaurants are looking emptier than a teenager's wallet after a shopping spree. Here's hoping they can find a way to reinvent themselves and bring back that Friday feeling. Hold on to your 2 for $20 deals because we're stopping by Applebee's, a restaurant that's been serving up classic American fare for decades. But lately, even their famous appetizers and late-night specials haven't been enough to entice customers. Applebee's has been on a mission to close underperforming locations, trying to streamline their operations and cut losses. To stay in the game, Applebee's needs to find a way to appeal to a new generation of diners, while still holding on to the customers who've been loyal for years. Remember those salad bars piled high with toppings? Yeah, we're talking about Ruby Tuesday, a restaurant that was once a staple in the casual dining scene. But hold on to your salad tongs, because this once thriving chain is barely clinging to life. Ruby Tuesday's story is a classic case of a restaurant losing its way. To survive, they'll need to rediscover what made them special in the first place and offer something truly unique to stand out from the crowd. Pizza Hut, the name practically screams pizza night, right? For decades it was the go-to spot for families and friends to gather, share a meal, and create memories. But while their delivery game is still going strong, their dine-in experience? Not so much. The once bustling dining rooms now sit eerily quiet, a shadow of their former selves. We're talking about those iconic red roof restaurants that were once the ultimate place for birthday parties and family gatherings. Remember the joy of blowing out candles on a pizza-shaped cake? Those moments are becoming rare. These days people are all about convenience, and technology has made it easier than ever to get your favorite meal delivered right to your door. And let's be honest, sometimes nothing beats ordering a pizza from the comfort of your own couch. You can binge-watch your favorite shows while enjoying a hot, cheesy slice. So, while you might not be able to gather around those checkered tables anymore, the essence of Pizza Hut lives on. You can still enjoy a slice of the hut, savoring the same flavors that made it famous. Just maybe not in the same way. The tradition continues, just with a modern twist. Next up, we're serving up a plate of tough love with Boston Market. Remember their rotisserie chicken and home-style sides? Well, those comforting classics haven't been enough to save them from a heaping helping of trouble. It seems like Boston Market has been struggling to find its footing in a market that's become increasingly competitive. To turn things around, Boston Market will need to win back the trust of their customers and prove that their food is still worth flocking to. Get ready for a side of controversy because we're talking about Hooters, a restaurant known as much for its, shall we say, unique atmosphere as its chicken wings. But lately, even those wings haven't been able to save them from a dwindling customer base. In today's world, where people are more conscious than ever about inclusivity and respect, a restaurant that relies heavily on the objectification of women just doesn't fly the way it used to. To survive, they'll need to do more than just tweak their menu. They'll need a complete image overhaul. Hold on to your milkshakes because we're stopping by Steak 'n Shake, a classic American diner that's been serving up burgers and fries for almost a century. But lately, this iconic chain has been experiencing more shakes than a classic car at a drive-in movie. We're talking about financial mismanagement, folks. The kind that leads to multiple store closures and a whole lot of uncertainty. Steak 'n Shake will need to find a way to recapture the magic that made them famous, while adapting to the demands of today's ever-evolving market. Remember those build-your-own burger bars with toppings galore? We're talking about Fuddruckers, a restaurant that once seemed destined for burger greatness. But hold on to your buns because this chain almost disappeared completely. That's right. Fuddruckers went through a period of serious struggle, facing bankruptcy and a whole lot of doubt. But like a phoenix rising from the ashes, they're attempting a comeback. The problem is, they're starting from scratch in many ways. Can they recapture the hearts and stomachs of burger lovers everywhere? Only time will tell, but we're rooting for them. Pancakes, waffles, all-day breakfast, IHOP has been a staple for breakfast lovers for ages. But even the International House of Pancakes hasn't been immune to the challenges plaguing the restaurant industry. Despite being synonymous with breakfast, IHOP has been shutting down multiple stores due to low sales. To stay afloat, they'll need to find a way to stand out from the crowd and give people a reason to choose them over the countless other breakfast options out there. Next up, we're heading to Chili's, a restaurant that's been satisfying our cravings for burgers, fajitas, and molten chocolate cake for decades. But even this casual dining giant is feeling the pressure. Rising food costs? Check. Stiff competition from fast casual chains? Check. Chili's is facing a double whammy of challenges that are impacting their bottom line. They'll need to find a way to keep their menu appealing and affordable, while also offering something unique that sets them apart from the competition. For years, Subway reigned supreme in the world of customizable sandwiches. But lately, this sandwich giant has been shrinking faster than a meatball sub under a heat lamp. Part of the problem? Competition from healthier fast food alternatives. To bounce back, they'll need to revamp their menu, emphasize fresh ingredients, and convince customers that they're still the top dog in the sandwich game. Get ready for a double dose of drive-thru action, because we're talking about Checkers and Rally's, two iconic restaurants that have been serving up mouth-watering burgers, crispy fries, and those legendary seasoned fries for decades. These two chains have built a loyal following with their unique flavors and quick service. But lately, even their iconic double drive-thrus haven't been enough to outpace the fierce competition in the fast food industry. With new players entering the market and existing giants stepping up their game, Checkers and Rally's are finding it harder to keep up. The fast food industry is more crowded than a Checkers drive-thru on a Friday night, and these two chains are feeling the pressure. Long lines and wait times are becoming more common, and customers are starting to look elsewhere for quicker options. To survive, they'll need to find a way to stand out from the crowd, and that means going back to the drawing board. Whether it's through innovative menu items that capture the imagination of their customers, a focus on value that offers more bang for the buck, or even limited-time offers that create a sense of urgency, or a marketing campaign that reminds people why they fell in love with those seasoned fries in the first place. The road ahead won't be easy, but with the right strategy, Checkers and Rally's can still carve out their niche in the crowded fast food landscape. Hold on to your crowns because we're talking about Burger King, the reigning monarch of flame-broiled burgers. But even the king isn't immune to the challenges facing the fast food industry. While Burger King as a whole is still going strong, many individual franchisees are singing a different tune. To stay on top, Burger King will need to find a way to innovate, whether that's through new menu items, revamped marketing campaigns, or a renewed focus on customer experience. Last but not least, we're stopping by Denny's, a restaurant that's been a beacon of breakfast, lunch, and late-night eats for generations. But even this diner staple is facing an uncertain future. We're talking shrinking profits, fewer customers, and an aging brand, folks, a trifecta of trouble for any restaurant. To stay in the game, Denny's will need to find a way to attract a new generation of diners while still holding on to those who've been loyal for years. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we? It's clear that the restaurant industry is changing faster than you can say Cheddar Bay biscuit, and many once popular brands are now fighting to survive. So, what do you think? Which restaurant chain do you think will disappear next? Let us know in the comments, and while you're there, be sure to subscribe for more business and economic news. Until next time, happy eating.